this is Dan from All Things Tech Tips for June 12th, 2019. This is a retake of the June 6th video. Anyway, I got my new PC. It's an IBuyPower AMD FX 6300 3.5 gigahertz machine. There's a lot of people that are doing videos on this that did them a couple years ago. It is crappy. I mean, I wouldn't say crappy. It was nice. It works. But for $5.99, this is what you get. And I didn't have the money to squirrel away. So I decided to buy it. This is the first time I've actually bought one. I usually build my own. So this is the first thing you get. Came in a little baggie. This giant bag full of stuff. This is your Wi-Fi adapter. As you can see, it's from Asus. I don't know why they didn't give you a regular Wi-Fi, but it does work. And you just stick it in your USB port. And I'll put a link in the description so whoever gets this particular PC will know how to get the drivers. This is the first thing you get is the Wi-Fi adapter. It's a USB stick. Basically, it's from Asus. I don't know why they didn't put their own, but this is what you get. That's one thing. And you get Windows 10. I actually got Windows 10 Pro, but I don't like Windows 10, so I had a similar setup, so I'm using Windows 7. This is the other thing you get is the manual, which is Asrock 970M Pro 3 motherboard. That's the same setup I had a couple months ago. Of course, I sold it on eBay, but nevertheless, it's the same setup, same drivers and everything, so I was happy I could use my Windows 7 hard drive. This is what you get. It's handy. It just tells you how to set it up. Everything from memory and SATA cables, where to stick them. And just a general overview of the motherboard itself. If there's any error messages and so forth, you'll know how to fix it. That was one thing. The other thing is that you get is several discs. You get the Asrock motherboard drivers. This is essential. If you don't have Windows 10 and you just have Windows 7, you'll need to install this so you can hook up your Ethernet internet connection. But some of the software is important, but you can also get better versions on the website itself. And I'll put a link in the description as well for that as well. You also, because you get Windows 10, I got Windows 10 Pro, you get the reinstalled DVD. Of course, this machine does not have a DVD on it, so unless you have a DVD or a portable one, you can use this. But for the most part, like I said, I'm not using Windows 10, I'm using Windows 7, but this is important. At the beginning of 2020, I'll eventually have to use Windows 10 because they're stopping Windows 7 updates as of January 14th, 2020. So, and then what we have here is the MSI video card drivers. Usually can get these from NVIDIA. It's the video card is a 1050 Ti, 4 gigabyte. So you can usually go to NVIDIA and get their drivers, but it also may have other stuff on this DVD. And we'll be right back to showcase the PC. Before we go to the computer itself, you also get a keyboard, and as you can see, the only thing that lights up is the logo at the very top, IBuyPower, but the keyboard itself does not light up. You have your gaming keys here and other function keys. But it would have been nice if it did light up. It's just too big for my hands to manipulate the keys. I have this keyboard that's easier for me to manipulate the keys. The reason is this armrest down here would just interfere basically with how I like to play. So this is what you get, the keyboard. It seems nice, functional. Oh, the only thing that lights up is the logo. Like I said, every other key does not light. It would have been nice if the keys were lit up, but. And also, Now this I like a lot. It does work with my hand. It's kind of big. I'm used to this little one over here. This little guy, as you can see, it's a lot bigger than the one I have. This is easy for my hand to manipulate. Although I like this one here. This is RGB. This is their mouse that comes with it, the computer. As you can see, it has function keys on this side, and you're clicking left and right on this side, and then you have your wheel mouse. But what makes it special is RGB, and just really cool. It lights up in different colors, rainbow colors, as you're watching it. So just sit there for a minute. You can see the RGB colors, and that's pretty much what it does. It would have been nice if the keyboard had done the same thing. That would have been an awesome system. But you can always get these keyboards separately that are RGB, that light up. But this is pretty cool. I like this. I occasionally use it, but I use the other mouse because it's easy for my hands to manipulate. So this is all that you get with the computer, and I'll show you the main system in a minute. Okay, so we're at front of the new computer here. It's got like a acrylic glass. It's not glass, but it's acrylic plastic. And it's really nice. It's tinted. And as you can see, it's got little screw holes up here to hold it together. So let's take it apart, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see it's a pretty clean machine, and I kind of smoke, so there's not much dust in here. A little bit, but not much. You only get one hard drive, this one here, and you get two caddies, but as you can see, it's kind of like, it's not really a lot of room to mess with in there because they got it all like a spider's web of cables. It's kind of a cheap box. It's a 400 watt power supply. It's kind of under power if you ask me. You get your MSI 1050 Ti 4 gig video card. You get the red LED fans, and you get the motherboard, and it's a Asrock 970M Pro 3. And this guy up here is your heatsink. It's kind of underpowered as well. I plan to get a better one, but it's running the AMD 6300 FX 3.5 gigahertz. And you only get one stick of 8 gigs of memory, so I've actually bought another one on eBay, DDR3. It's not the newest stuff, but for me it works. So that's another stick in there, DDR3, 8 gigs, so it's total of 16 gigs of memory. But like I said, you only get 8 gigs to start off with. And you might be able to hook up the very top brackets up there for water cooling, but I don't know. The top does not open, or the middle of the computer doesn't open. So most likely, if you do water cooling, it's going to be right here replacing this fan right there. And as you can see, there's not much room in there. They added this cage. I think they should have taken it off because you really can't put anything up there except another hard drive, I guess. But you'll see in a moment. Okay, it's kind of dusty off the top, but this is what you get. You get your USB 3.0, USB 2.0, another USB, headphones and microphone. And at this side, as you can see, it's just plastic. It's hard plastic, but you can't remove it. So it's really nice, but it's kind of limited. Here's the front part. You get these LED fans as well, but you can't open this part. This is just solid plastic right here. Oh. Okay, I've removed this part right here, so we can take a look at what you get. And let's add some light to the video. This is where you hook your hard drives. This is an extra I have, transferring files. But this is where your other drive is down here below. As you can see, it's right there. And as you can see, it's not much cable management. Of course, the box is small, so This is what it looks like on the side. There's no real room for an SSD at all. I don't see. Maybe right here, but I don't think that's a spot you could use for an SSD. As you can see, it's pretty cramped in there with cables. The box, you know, it is what it is, but it's functional, so it works for me. Some people complain about these computers Amazon's making, ripping people off. It depends how you look at it. It would have taken me a long time to put all the parts back that I sold. I only have a limited income, so it's working for me. Right here you get your power switch and your reset button. And let me turn off this light. Basically you get an accent light for the top power, and right here is the light. I've seen it inside. It's a little tiny light. It's not a fan or anything. And then these vent holes right here are for the fans to exhaust the hot air inside. So that's what you get for $5.99. It's not bad. It works. It plays the game I want it to play. It does all that it's supposed to do. So that's just my video on IBuyPower AMD FX 6300. And this is what it looks like when you get it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Oh, wait, before I end the video. Okay, I forgot to do one more thing. This is your back of the PC. So you have your mouse and keyboard, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 USB ports back here, and your speakers. You can hook up your speakers to the audio ports back there. I'm using HDMI to the monitors. I'm not using DBI, but it does have that, and I think it's mini HDMI back there as well. And then your power down there. Well, that's just an overview of IBuyPower's computer, AMD FX 6300. Thanks for watching my video, and this is just an updated version.